If you here, man, make sure y'all share the like. And let's go ahead and get this party started. It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleash and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman Podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stressful day by learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the arc that's on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be. So those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south. Till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. And educate on the backside. Folk that I act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my fella. So hey, if you dealing with vices in you and it's cutting you up like against you, put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. What you got in that bag? Quiet water.
Whose song is that?
Man, that's it's called Quiet Waters, man. I need to send that to you. I actually need to send it because I got the intro done, but I had so much going on that I wasn't able to actually send you the video. But I'm gonna send you the whole video. It's on YouTube right now, so if anybody want to watch it right now, because that cut out a lot. Like I gotta resize it, and I didn't figure that out. So I uploaded it at the last minute. But it is on YouTube. So if y'all want to go to YouTube and watch it, man. But that's our new intro, man, for this upcoming year. Man. Yep. And so, man, this is our last one, man. It is crazy to feel like this whole year went by so quick, man. It flew by. Matter of fact, we down to one. Is it one? Next week is the last games of the regular season for the NFL.
Absolutely, and the way it looks like Denver ain't gonna make it.
Who gonna be in over?
Is it gonna be the Dolphins or the Bengals? Because all they had to do was win one out of the last three. One.
They lost. But who they got next week? Who do you guys got next week?
They lost to the Chargers. They lost to the Bengals, and then they got Kansas City next week.
Well, them other teams have to win too. So
absolutely, they have to win too.
They got to win too.
But then let's just say Denver gets in. They lose all three, the last three, and they get in because the other team lose the last three. That ain't gonna be a good wild card thing because they're gonna be blown out 30-17 by some. Because they've never really beaten a team over 500. All our wins have came from teams that were 500 and below. So you've heard going to playoffs with teams that are 10, 12, 13 game winning teams. And here you are, you just slid in through the back door literally because the team that was supposed to go in was losing just as much as you was losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to get a playoff check.
Well, you know what? It's still all in your hands. And did Kansas City lock up? Because here's the question: did Kansas City lock up the number 1 seed?
Yes.
So they locked it up, their number 1 seed regardless.
Absolutely.
So you guys may not be facing Patrick Mahomes or a lot of their first team players.
Absolutely.
So that's actually worked in your favor that you guys had somebody that already locked up the number 1 seed throughout the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, let's just say that's true. We beat Kansas City by some way, shape, or form. And then let's say we go in the wild card and we just by some look of God win. And we go into the division round and have to face the real Kansas City Chiefs. I would rather get beat by now, maybe 27-15, the score, than to go into the division round and get beat 42-10, because then you're playing against the real Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Sky, I would kind of look at it for this. Because y'all got a rookie quarterback, that experience would bode very well for him. You know, getting them nerves out of the way. Because, you know, the first playoff game that he ever had, like, nobody really expecting Denver to win the whole thing anyway.
Right,
but
absolutely.
From the experience standpoint, I think it'll work out really well. I think it'll be good for them to make it to the playoffs.
Well, you know what? And I was thinking that too, but these last 2 games, that offense can't move the ball. And what happens is we have a really good defense, but the defense gets tired. They get tired because the offense keep going 3 and out. Like, you can't keep going 3 and out against good teams.
Yeah. Well, at least your team ain't do what my team did. Our team lost to the Giants. In a must-win game, we lose to the Giants. Fire our whole defense. The defensive coordinator, all of them, man. When they get their check, they need to give it back to the fans. Give it to the fans. Y'all deserve that check.
What is are y'all still undefeated in basketball?
No, but we're not undefeated, but we have the best record in the league. We are 28-4, and we dismantled Golden State last night for the second time this season.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Man, look at Cleveland Cavaliers, boy.
Man, I you know what? As a Cavs fan, losing to Golden State, it has, I hate to have lost to them that many times, but we did get a championship from them. And the good thing about it is my Cavs got to watch Golden State, not just watch them and do a lot of film study on them, but then learn a lot about their organization. Because watching the Cavaliers now, it feels like we're watching the 2014-15 Golden State Warriors before they won the championship, where nobody really expected a lot from them. So,
absolutely.
So I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited
about this year altogether, man.
I'm excited for you and Cleveland and that whole city, because usually when a lot of superstars leave, it's like when you say rebuilding, man, it's at least 5 to 10 years. We're talking about rebuilding, but y'all have been able to get together and play as a team. Team, man, will do much farther than a couple of superstars like the Lakers on one team.
Right. Who we play tonight? That's who Cleveland faced tonight on the back-to-back.
Really?
So they play the Lakers tonight, man. It'd be nice. We got to go into the new year, man, with a win. Looking forward to it.
They just traded somebody, the Lakers. Was it D'Angelo Russell? They just traded somebody.
Yeah, they just traded D'Angelo Russell back to the Nets. They traded him back to the Nets.
And what they're doing is putting all the pressure on AD and LeBron. And at LeBron's age, I still believe he can do it. But, man, 82 games, boy, it's starting to, man, that's a lot of games.
Well, he ain't played in a while. I don't think he's going to miss this game. But Cleveland should beat LA. If Cleveland play Cleveland basketball, they should easily. They blew them out in Cleveland. They beat them down in Cleveland. So hopefully we see the same thing tonight.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good game. And like you said, if y'all play as a team and everybody knows their roles, then you should beat them. Because if LeBron is having a bad night, if AD's having a bad night, who's their third person? You let D'Angelo Russell go. You sent Bronny back down to the G League. So who is your third scorer if y'all are having bad nights?
Well, even if they having a good night, I don't think it's still enough to beat Cleveland if Cleveland play.
Right.
Because LeBron, I think, had a good game the last time we played the Lakers a month ago or less than a month ago, and we still beat them. The game was over by halftime. By halftime, it was game over. So, and that's where they put Bronny in, and he got his first career points against Cleveland. So, you know, it was good, but that game was over.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yo, today we're going to recap some of our favorite topics throughout the year, man. We had a lot of good ones. Sky, I'm gonna let you go ahead and run off your three. I picked three also, but then I picked some runner-ups, some other stuff too. So I'm gonna let Sky go ahead and let us know what his are, and I'm gonna tell you guys what mine are, and then we're gonna break off into some music like we all, and we're gonna come back and discuss them. So, Sky, what you got on deck for us?
Well, honorable mention. Women need more than just one hold. That one hold to keep your attention, to get you to marry him and all that stuff.
That one.
Coming in at number 3, men getting played for being nice. Coming in at number 2, expensive dates, where they're talking about we can't go to Applebee's, Old Charlie's, you have to take me here. And the number one thing that I think we talked about all year that I am for, DNA testing at birth.
Yes, I remember that one. Yes, I remember that.
Yes. How about you?
Man, what I got on deck is value versus valuable pertaining to relationships. I also have women use mayonnaise as a lubricant. Remember that story?
Yes.
And then I also have a woman who accidentally put her baby in the oven instead of the crib to take a nap. And it was a 1 month old. She put in the oven, went to go lay down. Parents came home, smelled smoke, seen smoke coming from the kitchen. Come to find out, man, the girl put the baby in the oven. So, and the baby was cooked.
That's crazy.
So that mine. Honorable mention, being grown by age does not make you a grown person. Love Dorsey talked about that. And also why it's important for women to hold other women accountable.
Absolutely.
That was my other one. So that's my other runner-up.
Absolutely. And I think those are where we have a really good topics. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, the very last show, joining us for the first time.
Yeah, hey, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys, everybody. That's on Bigo. I appreciate you guys being here. Also, if you're on Twitch, YouTube, we're on TikTok Live right now also, and Facebook Live. If you guys could do us a favor, and you could share the link. We really appreciate it, man. Share the link, share the show. We do it every Tuesday, same time, same place. And we talk about a variety of topics, from politics to relationships, to things in the news. We talk about it all. This is the Nashville Caveman Podcast. Again, we thank you guys for being here. We're going to go to some music because one thing that I have going on is every year, this was the first year that we've done it, but we did the Soul Driven Artist of the Year, male and female contest.
Absolutely.
So congratulations to our winners. This Friday, I'm going to send the trophies off to go ahead and get them engraved. So then that way I can get both winners their trophies. Shout out to the Big Boss in Char Christian in Ohio, the Big Boss in Tennessee. Again, if you guys could share this, man, we appreciate it. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Me and You. This is by Nitty the Hustler, or You and Me. Nitty the Hitman. We'll be right back with y'all, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump in these topics.
Before you play the video, shouts out to DJ David Lackey Jr. Happy New Year, David.
All right, man. Happy New Year, brother. Hey, if you guys follow me on Beagle, man, I will follow you back. Do not unfollow me. I will follow y'all back. All right. So just hit the follow, and then I'll go ahead and I got y'all as soon as we get off air or as soon as we get a break.
Gave me life in another form. Sexing you be like crazy, like I'm out of a poem. Born to lead a leader, hugging her when I greet her. How does it feel to have a man and know just how to treat you? Make you feel good, don't it? Wanna get out and float it. I know your nerves be getting bad, cause I be getting on it. That's why whatever you want, I go get it, no matter the cost. Your friends be dropping us off, but I'm playing them off. They don't mean nothing, they just be running their mouth. They just mad, cause they live in the bricks and I live in the house. And we hustle hard for that, and we ain't going back. They just don't know what I went through to try to get where I'm at. You think back to that shack and that old ass lack where you used to hit the block every day trying to get off that pack. When I was poor, broke, ass out, didn't wanna go home. You was the only one that had strength to keep me strong. That's why it's you and me, you and me, you and me. Out of the game, girl, out of the game, yeah. You and me, out of the game, in and out of the game, yeah. Jodeci forever, my lady. You and me and you, what the deal? Between both of us, you know we show to make a meal. Can you feel what I'm saying? And I don't fall on my knees to pray. Things go right, I just might reminisce about the first time I seen you and the first time we kissed. Shit, we used to go half up on the sack, half up on the yak, half up at the tank, half up at the bank. We used to hit licks together, flip together. Shit, we went from chips to cheddar. Who better? Trying to be a foundation for us to build. From the bottom to the hills, from the ocean to the fields. Ain't you real? That's why I feel the way I feel. The sign sealed, delivered sincerely, we will. I can hold back love, I can go back love, I can go back love. Love, you and me, out of the game, you're out of the game. The truth, everything that I'm trying to do, you trying to do it too. It's hard to tell you, but I cheated with some rats on the roll while you was giving me everything. I was treating you cold. Man, it's been hell and hot water and back with my cat. From short stacks to fat, from pintos to lax. I'm back, and how the hell I make it this far? You may not like it then, but you love me now. No more clouds or rainy days, just sunshines in your smile. Meanwhile, we've been focusing on building a new house, on a new route for more clouds, steady repping the new south. Ain't no doubt them gold niggas hate to see what you bout, because it's you and me, you and me. In and out of the game, girl, it's just you and me and you and me. In and out of the game, girl, you and me. I can go back love, I can go back love, no,
Yay, we back, man. Thank you guys for being here with us again. If you are watching the live, man, if you are a fan of me and Sky, the biggest favor y'all can do for us, besides watching, because we are glad to have you guys here, if y'all can share this. The fastest way to help us grow is you guys sharing the podcast, which we very much appreciate, and we thank you guys. Also, if you want to donate, man, to me or Sky, the Cash Apps are also on the bottom, I think. If not, I will put them up. I don't see them, so I'm going to put them up. But y'all can do us a favor by doing that. Sky, man, did you want to go ahead and get on, man, go with yours first, as far as like, what we want to discuss first beforehand?
Okay, so you just, me do one and you do one and me do one and you do one? Okay.
Yep, we can do it that way.
So I guess I'll start out with my honorable mention right now. So in 2024, ladies, I hope y'all learned that you need to have, what's up, Wyatt? Tell your dad I said, tell your mom, your dad I said hello. Shouts out to RCW up in Illinois. I hope y'all realize that this year in 2024 that you need more than just your sexual prowesses to attract good men. I hope you know that it takes more than just, hey, I'm naked, or I just got out the shower, or I just shaved my legs, or I just did this, and the third. When you come see me, for a good man to be like, why? I mean, because if you said that to him, how many other people have you said that to before you contacted him? And when he says no, how many more other people will you call to say that to? I'm thinking that if you want a man to treat you like a queen, can you give him something that you never give any other guy? Like most girls, if you hear them talking, I'm thinking it's scripted. The same stuff you telling me, you probably told God knows how many guys before you got to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just ingrained in your mind that this is what you do. The same videos, the same text messages, the same pictures. Like if a girl is sending you naked pictures, what about all the boyfriends she had before you? She sent them the same naked pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you want somebody to treat you like a queen, then as a queen, bring me something or show me something that you've only done for me that you ain't done for anybody else, because that hole in between your legs, I'm pretty sure, like Damon has said before, a lot of people has gotten it for free, and then I'm the one that's got to pay for it for the rest of your life.
Right. And then always, here's the thing too, to add on to what you just said, Sky, I think a lot of females, especially older women, don't understand this, right? And I can tell they don't understand this because of their behavior. And here's what I mean by that. Women will go ahead and show cleavage. They'll wear, clothing that reveals their shape and everything. But what they don't understand is that stuff get a man's attention, but it won't keep our attention. Right? You want to keep our attention? The most valuable thing that you can give us is peace. I can't stress enough how valuable. If you're dealing with older men, the value of peace is. And females always, for the most part, think they know what men want, and they have no idea. It is peace. A lot of times, dudes will run off and be with another female, and it's not because the other female is better than you in bed or a better cook than you or anything else. A lot of times it has to do with that woman is just more peaceful. She's more pleasant to be around. And a lot of females aren't, man, it is hard to find women who are just pleasant to be around. And over time, if you take away the vagina, and females need to ask themselves this: if you took away sex, would me and this guy really get along? Would we get along? Like, is this somebody I could just hang with and really enjoy hanging out with? And a lot of
enjoy the company.
And a lot of females, if dudes had more dick discipline, a lot of dudes wouldn't even put up with a lot of these women.
And then they get upset when you don't put up with them. When you don't put up with them, then they get upset. Like, what's wrong with you? No, what's wrong with you? You need to change your mindset. Like, you can't. I understand that you grew up in a lifestyle where men are a bunch of whores, but not every man is a whore, and not every man is a slave to his dick. So when you run into somebody that's like that, you either need to conform or you need to
Right.
move on. Because if sex is just your thing, and I mean that's how you live life, is just sex, I ain't mad at you. You just got to go find somebody else who can do it, or go find another circle to hang around.
Right. Because I'm telling you, man, like all of y'all got a vagina and titties and ass and stuff, right? But not all of y'all bring peace. That's what it is, man. A lot of females do not bring peace to men. And they aren't pleasant to be around. Dudes be like, oh. Absolutely. And you know, because if the dude you with is choosing to hang with other dudes rather than be in the company of you, then you don't have the company that he want to be around. Because not no dude that I know gonna choose to hang with friends over his woman. Unless she just smothering him and around him all the time and just, don't give him no space. Most dudes would prefer the company of the woman they with over a bunch of hard legs. So if he choosing them hard legs over you, then simply put, you are just not pleasant to be around.
Absolutely. And that's probably not even, you probably just said about 2/3 of my life. Depending on what I have to do or who's inviting me to what, then you're right. If I feel like it ain't peaceful, usually I don't go.
Right. And so, man, that was a good one. I remember this discussion, man. Man, kudos to you, Sky, for even pulling this one out. Did you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
Oh, no, I just hope that in 2025, every woman that has listened to us for 52 weeks, 365 days, how many times they listen, don't go into 2025 with your woo-woo and your tits first. Go in there, dress nice, be a lady, use your head, because times is about to change. They're going to get good for some people, they're going to get bad for some people. When you my age, you in your 40s, man, then it's time to think about settling down, think about retirement, think about what you're going to leave to your children, what you're going to leave to your grandchildren. You had your fun. You had all that 2-3 decades of getting a dick. How about that? Now it's time to worry about what's going to happen if you have to be on this earth by yourself. You know what I'm saying? When your kids get grown and they no longer need you, that's what I'm hoping that they will go into 2025 thinking. Don't just be calling men up, or don't just be hitting folks up on social media, sending naked pictures, thinking that that's going to attract a good man. It will attract any man with a penis, but will it attract a good man who's going to want to put a ring on your finger?
Man, let me tell you, it's a reason why they say sex sells. Because we are men, we love sex. But if you want something serious, that is not enough. That alone, it'll draw us in, but it is not enough. It is not enough to keep us.
Absolutely.
And the topic that you just brought up kind of coincides with what I want to talk about, right?
Right.
Man, value versus valuable. I found the video because I was like, I want to refresh people's mind on the discussion. So I pulled up the video. Let me go ahead and cut the music. I want y'all to hear this, and then I'm going to go ahead and give my input on this. Because I remember this one, I was like, this is good advice. And I think this is something that people should actually pay attention to and listen to. So without further ado, let me go ahead.
I think social media has made people feel like everybody wants to date me. Do you see how many likes I got on my picture? Do you see how many people are in my DMs? But interest doesn't necessarily mean value. Just because someone is interested in you doesn't mean they necessarily value you, or they actually want to date you. They might just want to smash you.
Yep.
So if we're honest about what it is, most people are getting a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean that they're getting a lot of respect. And the truth is, there aren't that many people that truly value you. I think social media has made people feel like everybody wants to date me. Do you see how many likes I got on my picture? Do you see how many people are in my DMs? But interest doesn't necessarily mean value. Just because someone is interested in you doesn't mean they necessarily value you, or they actually want to date you. They might just want to smash you. So if we're honest about what it is, most people are getting a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean that they're getting a lot of respect. And the truth is, there aren't that many people that truly truly value you. I think social media has made people feel like
y'all remember that one?
Yep, absolutely.
And she was absolutely right. A person has an interest in you, and the person actually said, this is something that a lot of females, man, they misinterpret also, right? Because a dude, I lay down with him, and they're dude, if you give him sex, tell you whatever he need to tell you to get whatever he need to get, that's what he gonna do, right?
Absolutely.
So him laying down with you, freely ejaculating in you, getting you pregnant, does that mean that he values you? And he's saying, like, we put, there's a lot at risk when we get down on one knee and say, will you marry me? We are doing so with the understanding that if this don't work out, half of everything I work hard for, I can lose it. Right? So for him to even do that shows how much value that he has in you. So if you really want a man to value you, the first thing you got to do before you give him a child is to make sure that he's going to, you know, that he sees enough value in you to want to spend the rest of his life. Because that's a chance, that's a gamble. So if he's going to take that kind of gamble, that means he sees value in it. A baby don't mean that he sees value in it.
Nope.
It just don't.
Absolutely.
And so I think, man, that's it, man. A person showing interest. Dudes, we'll walk up to y'all all the time and tell you how good you look, how fat your ass is, how perky your titties are, all of that. What are we putting that dealing with you? Because me putting my Johnson in you and then me putting a ring on your finger, them two, it's different levels to this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I had to learn that as I got older. So it goes back to, you know, a lot of folks, especially if you grew up, when I grew up, you had a lot of female friends. You had play cousins and play sisters and all this other stuff. Yeah. Can a man come over your house and sit with you and watch TV without having a sexual thought? Can a man call you up and say, hey, I want to see your children, how are they doing? But most men do not. If they're trying to get to your home, or if they're trying to get you to meet somewhere or at a hotel, they're not valuing you at all. Now, again, if this is the life you want to live, if you want to be a prostitute till you die, then that's fine. I didn't know if they had 401ks or IRAs for prostitutes. That's absolutely fine. But for all of y'all who's getting up in age, talking about, I can't find a good man, don't nobody want to marry me, my husband cheated, we sitting here telling you it's how you present yourself. If you're one of those women that tell a man, I don't want to have sex until I'm married, see what they say. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're one of those women that make him wait 3 months, see what happens. Because if not, if you ain't sleeping with him within the first 3 dates or 3 days, they move on to somebody else and you don't need that person no way. Again, if you young, 18 to 25, you don't care no way. You out here, you just left your mama house, your daddy house, you out here just trying to have fun. But when you get my age and older, if a man can't just have a conversation with you and y'all talk about your past, your future, your present, just enjoy each other's company, they don't value you whatsoever. Nope. All you is just another hole for them to do. And once they ejaculate, I'll call you next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
That's usually how it goes, Sky. That's how it goes.
That's exactly how it goes. And these girls, they feel like they don't have no value. And I'm like, when you look in the mirror every day, what do you see? Is this what you want? Until you catch a urinary tract infection or STD, then you really unvaluable then, because now they really don't want you.
Let me tell you, Sky. I was just having this conversation this morning. Actually, last night. A lot of women don't see value in themselves. Like that confidence is a fake. It's a fake confidence. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you an example of that. A female that really feel like she look good. Because women know if they look good, truthfully, and men know if the woman look good, truthfully, right? For a woman that really look good and she knows she look good, she not spending a whole lot of time putting on makeup.
Absolutely.
She not. She may highlight some certain features in her face. but she not spending an hour to quote unquote beautify herself. How can you make something that's beautiful more beautiful?
Yeah, well,
I
can't. If you're already naturally beautiful, right? You're just masking it with the makeup, right? Yeah. The makeup.
Why would you cover your beauty? Why would you cover your natural beauty?
Thank you.
With makeup.
Absolutely. So
if you really thought you were beautiful.
Right. Those ugly ducklings, they need the makeup, right?
Yeah. That just shows people don't have as much confidence, because it's nothing wrong. I don't want what I'm saying to be misinterpreted. So it's okay to wear makeup. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying if you gotta wear it every day, if you feel like every day you gotta put makeup on to feel beautiful, then you know in your heart you're not as beautiful as you putting out here to the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
So when I hear females talk about they don't want to settle, well, you don't even, and the dude settle. Because, man, you're not even confident in securing yourself. You're hiding who you are behind makeup.
Absolutely.
You don't even think. Go ahead. Sorry, Sky.
I was going to say, well, let's get to the heart of the situation, right? So with girls growing up, the two things they mamas taught them: one, he ain't got to be the cutest thing in the world, but he has to look good enough to bring him home. And trust me, I've been around there. And two, never walk out the house looking terrible. So even if you go to the store, you better be looking your best. And I get that, right? You don't want to be 18 years old walking to the store looking homeless, because that makes your mom look bad, like she didn't teach you no home training. But what you're saying is the extreme. If it takes you 3 hours to put on makeup just to go outside, something's wrong up here. Not put on something nice to go to the mailbox, but to put on all that stuff that you're going to eventually sweat off, and then it takes you 2 hours to take it off. Why do you need it?
And not only that,
trust me, if I fell in love with you with your natural look, I don't care how you look, I'm gonna really love you with the makeup.
You know what, Sky? And that's the thing, because females, if y'all want dudes to love y'all for who y'all are, then why not show him the natural part of you first? Right? Because if a dude see you in a makeup state and he go to bragging to his friends, oh, I met this woman, she this and that, and then one day he happened to catch you without all that, if he lose interest, is he wrong? Because you deceived him. You deceived him. You know what I'm saying? So if you want people, you can't go around and talk about, I want a person to love me for who I really am, and then hide who you really are.
Absolutely.
It's really lying. Makeup is really lying. Like if you meet somebody, the first date you should go without, if you want to put some lip gloss on or whatever, fine. But that first date, you should go on with no makeup. No makeup. If you really want to know how much, man, the dude, what kind of interest he have in you, go without no makeup.
Absolutely. And a lot of women won't do that. So what I do is this. The first date, I just look at it as just filling each other out, right? Because I probably got on stuff that I don't never wear, some chains, some jewelry, gold teeth, just whatever. But then the third date, we need to be somewhere where you, right? So come over, watch a movie, get in your pajamas. I have a second bedroom, so you ain't got to worry about nothing funny happening. I just want you to be you, hair and ponytail, in pajamas, watching Christmas movies, because I want to know you, not you outside of the makeup. Because in public, we are always taught how to act in public. How are you in private? And that's when the real dating starts. Well, how are you behind closed doors?
Right.
That's how I see it.
And go back to close out, because we get ready to move on to the next one. It just comes down to this. A person having interest in you is one thing. If you want them to have value in, then you have to show everything that's valuable about yourself.
Right, absolutely.
Right? So that means you're just a person just enjoying being around you.
Absolutely.
Do that. Work on that. Be the person that everybody want to be around.
You do that. You gotta. If you can do that, you are at least one step ahead of the majority of the people in this world.
Yep. You right, man. So Sky, what's your next one, brother?
Okay, so at number 3, we have expensive dates. Now, I like how all this stuff tied together, right? So these women is going to use that vagina, put on all this makeup, right, to look like Beyonce or Rihanna. Then they want you to pull up in a Jaguar, take them to Bar Louie's, and spend $2,000 on a date. For them to say, okay, thank you, kiss you on the cheek and go home, and then have the next dude do it. What is going on with expensive dates? Living is expensive, right? Value is up here. So I have some WWE title belts that's valuable to me. Every WrestleMania, I can go and probably sell them for $2,000. Tonight, New Year's Eve, if I try to go out here and sell this belt, ain't nobody gonna buy it because they don't give a damn. It has no value to them on New Year's Eve. WrestleMania weekend, it has value. So when did food and cars and all that stuff, when you're trying to build a future, become expensive? Just waking up is expensive. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get up, spend all this money on you, and then say, okay, thank you, I'm not interested, and move on. When I could have took that $2,000 or whatever you wanted and put that in an IRA or S&P 500 annuities and watch my money grow, then to blow it on you, right? And then you go to the next guy. So women in 2025, if he is not the money, I was always talking about the old folks, it's the thought that counts, right? So if he pulls up, if your man just pull up with Panda Express and say, hey, I just thought you were hungry here. Don't be like, I don't want this. This is only $20. I really wanted McAllister. I wanted the $30 steak and this, and this. Please be more humble in 2025 because men have a lot of options and they don't just talk about that peace. And one thing about peace for me is having a humble woman around me, whether she's my wife, my fiance, my friend, my play cousin. I want somebody who's humble because it brings more peace to me. You could be my best friend, but if you have maintenance, I don't think that's peace. You know what I'm saying? So I just want women to be more humble, to be more peaceful, and just say, God, thank you that this man who had options today thought about me right now.
You're absolutely right, Sky. And I'm just going to say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. If where a man take you is the most important thing to you, then let's cut the crap. Basically, man, you know what I'm saying? You are a call girl. That's what you are. Because, man, if the date should be about getting to know each other. So if I gotta spend 5-star restaurant money on you, then my knob need to be sloppy. You know, you need to wet my whip. Because now it's a transaction. It ain't about getting to know each other. Because think about this. I mean, let's be honest. Who really getting to know each other over dinner? We eat. We ain't talking.
Absolutely.
We ain't conversating over a meal.
Absolutely.
We small talking, but the focus is on the meal. So you're really not even getting to know each other over dinner.
Absolutely.
So if I'm gonna spend $200-$300, $400-$500 on you, then man, I better bust a couple nuts. You better be ready to drop it like it's hot. You know, because you're an escort. That's what you are.
Right. I have my friends used to say in part of my language, there was the fuck side of the menu. There was the friend side, the hamburgers and chicken sandwiches, and then there was the fuck side of the menu, the lobster and steak. You chose from the lobster and steak, and you already know later on tonight what's about to happen. You know
what it's going to do. Matter of fact, that should be discussed before the date even happens.
You know.
Like, dudes need to say, hey, I got a plan for us to go here. And if they say, well, I don't want to go there, then you need to zip your zipper down. And all right, well, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to earn that steak then.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to get this sausage and you're going to get that steak. But before you get that steak, you're going to get this sausage.
I've seen videos where men have flew girls out. Hey, they plane tickets, out, put them in nice hotels, and when the night comes, she said, I don't want to. One dude recorded. He's like, I brought you all the way out here. I spent all this money, and you ain't doing nothing. And the comments was like, that's her body. She don't have to do nothing she don't want to do, this, that, and the third. But she knew before she flew out what it was about. So me and you have to smarten up, because at the last minute, You can be at the 1 yard line and never cross the goal line. I've seen teams at the 1 yard line and go 4 and out and never score.
Man, let me tell you, the dudes got to move different. I'm just sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting no free trip on my expense or at my expense. It's just not gonna happen. So that whole flying chicks out. Why do you got to fly a chick out when unless you live in a very small town with 15 people? Just get somebody in your city. Why do you got to fly somebody out? Because if you can't fly out on your own, you broke. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. And so dudes, what it is that they deserve, I don't think the female's wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you don't have enough penis discipline to go ahead and just and have standards, and then it fall through, that's on you. That ain't on that female. If you want to be a fool and give them a trip out there, a free vacation, that's basically what it is. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sorry. Matter of fact, you should be flying out to them. Why would you fly them out to you?
Absolutely.
Fly out to them. Then it's a vacation for you. Why would you be the one wanting to give them the vacation? That's stupid to me. I'm sorry. So you stay on.
Absolutely. And it goes, hey, okay, Happy New Year. And it kind of goes to that lady that was like, if you want to date me, I need a $2,000 deposit. Are you kidding me? A deposit?
I heard, you know what? I'm telling you, man. And it's dudes that pay that. I mean, who am I to say? If it's ladies, if these dudes, if they gonna do that, take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for y'all taking advantage of it. Take advantage of them. You ain't in the wrong, because if they gonna be a fool, then take advantage of it.
Yep, a fool and their money should never depart.
Yep.
So, you see a duck, then take advantage of it. That's crazy.
It's better than me.
We talk about women having self-esteem issues, men going into 2020. Y'all better start having some self-esteem issues too. I mean, better self-esteem. Because just because this girl told you no does not make you less than a person or a human being. That's just not for you. There's too many women out here to let 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 tell you no for you to feel like this is what you have to do to get a woman. That's crazy. Get out. No.
Right. Because I'm telling you, I know that they don't have as many options as us. And there's a lot of, and females confuse this. Let's go back to the last one we was talking about. There's a lot of dudes that have interest in sleeping with you, but he don't have interest in a long-term deal with you.
Absolutely.
He don't want to deal with you long-term.
Absolutely.
And he'll clap them cheeks here. Clap them cheeks. Butter that biscuit.
Hey, Damo, first of all, I want to tell you, I like the jacket, brother. That is a really nice jacket. Second, I want to add on expensive date, like an addendum. You single mamas that go out here and, okay, you might go to a cheap restaurant, but in the back of your mind, you want him to also buy food for your children and bring it home. So he might not be buying steak and lobster, but he probably gonna spend $400-500 on you there, and then another $200-300 on bringing your 3 kids back food. So to add that on to that too, you know what I'm saying? So men, be careful if your pockets are not that deep. I ain't saying nothing bad about single women with kids, but if your pockets are not that deep, it's okay to be like, I can't date right now. I used to tell folks all the time, I ain't dating right now. I can better take care of myself. So why the hell I'm gonna go out and date? You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be honest. And that's what we're missing, Damo, is a bunch of honesty. Everybody wants to be Diddy and be fake and ball out and sell drugs, got all the, but that's not true. If you can't afford to go out, then just say, hey, all right, now my money's funny, I can't afford to go out.
And dudes, y'all need to be I'll give women they props because they are forefront in what they want. Dudes, we got to do a better job of being forefront for what we want. That means if you take her on a date and then she ordering for her and her kids, tell her if you're gonna order for them kids, then you need to swallow my kids. Be forefront with it.
Then you correct.
Because if you bold enough to request that a man pay for your kids, then hey, then be open and say, well, that's fine as long as you swallow mine. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Well, those are expensive dates.
Yeah,
Look,
hey, man, everything got a
whether
price.
your kids are in human form or in semen form, they're still worth something. So that's an expensive date.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My next one, I guess it's my turn, right? So I don't know if y'all remember this story, but it was funny as hell. Let me stroll up to it. Oh Lord. All right, here we go. All right, I gotta cut the music on this, y'all. This was nuts. So I don't know if y'all remember this, but here we go.
Been able to stop climaxing and coming for like 72 hours straight. She's walking, coming, nonstop. She needs to be examined. And what they find is, ready for it? Maggots. Tons of maggots crawling around in there, hitting her G-spot. They didn't have any lubricant, so they used mayonnaise.
So for the people in the back that didn't hear what she said, basically this woman and her boyfriend was getting intimate, right? And they didn't have no lubricant. So they used mayonnaise. So, they used mayonnaise, got intimate. She walked around for 3 days, all day long, having orgasms, all day long. Went to the doctor and was like, man, I can't quit having orgasms. So they looked down there and they found a whole bunch of maggots hitting her G-spot. So if the maggots was floating up in her, they was floating up in his penis too.
I'm telling y'all, some things that me and Damo talk about, it's best for y'all to be virgins. I remember growing up, people used to be like, oh, you a virgin? It was something to laugh about. It was taboo. You couldn't be a virgin. Now, be a virgin. I'm telling y'all, being a virgin might not have been cute when I was growing up. Be a virgin. I'm telling y'all, they coming out with these sex robots now. They got toys you can have because you don't know what people are doing before you get to them. So you dating this girl and she's probably done swallowed kids, then ate butt, then said had to use mayonnaise in her vagina, and she's not gonna tell you. Why would she? It's none of your business until you go in and find out, and then you at the doctor and you got maggots eating the inside of your testicles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Now with the thing you're talking about, Damo, they both consented to the mayonnaise. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about when they left each other. He went off and slept with somebody else. She could have slept with somebody else. And these two other unknown people that don't know that they was using unprotected sex with mayonnaise.
Man, you know how nasty you gotta be. I mean, I've heard Cool Whip, baby oil, Vaseline, other substances that people use when they don't have spit. Other substances people use when they don't have, a lubricant, like KY or whatever other products that's on the shelf. I don't know about them, I do, but I don't know about them, but I'm just saying, right? But mayonnaise, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard anybody use during sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, have you heard of any other, like, that was wild. That was wild. Just the whole, because mayonnaise, the smell of it. Mayonnaise don't even smell like something you would want to put down there. So that's why it threw me off. That somebody used and literally put mayonnaise. I mean, man, they put, okay. I've used mayonnaise on the hot dog. Some of y'all might find that nasty. I put mayonnaise on the hot dog from time to time, ketchup, mustard too. But to put it on that hot dog, man, that brother must have been desperate because I can't see.
I mean, maybe if you use mayonnaise on her nipples and licked it off, I could see that. But inside
I
of
couldn't even put
vagina,
mayonnaise on her nipple.
inside of a vagina, that's a whole different story. Because I know I've heard of people using all type of different type of foods for foreplay, but I've never heard them used inside of a vagina. I ain't gonna lie. One person did tell me that her boyfriend put a Jolly Rancher in her vagina and sucked it out. I've heard that. So, not no damn mayonnaise. And speaking of crazy things,
yeah, let me write that down. Hold on, let me write that down.
Speaking of crazy things, Damon, on this show, what is the craziest thing we ever heard? Is it the mayonnaise in the vagina or the damn dude pissing in the sink? What is the craziest thing we've heard on this show?
You know what? Next week we gonna go through and find, because we've heard some crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked about the whole pissing in the sink, because I think some dudes, man, like that when you drink and you have so many bad habits over the years, and in your body you can't hold it like you used to. That makes more sense. When I heard that, I was like, that's not shocking. But the whole mayonnaise in the vagina, man, that's new. I could never even imagine. Because the smell of mayonnaise, if they would have said syrup or some stuff, that sounds bad. I'll say, okay, syrup is sweet. You know what I'm saying? The only other thing that would have been worse is hot sauce and Tabasco sauce. That was the only thing that would have been worse.
Chula.
You know what I'm saying? Put that hot sauce down there. Then, because they like, could you imagine her saying, well, I'm used to burning. You know what I mean? I'm used to being on fire down there. It don't hurt.
We just want y'all to know in 2025, sex has become dangerous. It ain't like it was in the 60s and 70s where you just smoked weed, snorted cocaine, and had sex. Sex is becoming dangerous, y'all. Be careful. Because women, and men ain't going to tell you everything neither. Nobody's going to tell you everything. But you just got to be careful. I know we're not going to know 100% of everything. But please use your common sense. Please.
I don't even know if I could have told nobody that. If I did that, I don't know personally if I could have told somebody that story. I would have, because eventually I would have, I would have been ashamed. I don't know if I could tell that story. That's some things are better left unsaid, and that's one of them.
And you're right, some things are better left unsaid, but damn, I need to know because if you told me you use mayonnaise with a guy, then I'm gonna use a condom. So you're right, some things are better left. But in this, if that's me about to go into the woman after she slept with this dude, I think I kind of want to know, because I think I need to put on a condom if I'm about to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, we want to know.
Well, think if you're going to go down on her, then you licking the maggots into your mouth. So, man, come on. Man.
Now that you put it like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I almost threw up in my mouth. That's nasty.
Yeah. That's why I mean you get, hopefully the majority of y'all will get y'all one sex partner for the rest of y'all life, and ain't nobody done nothing to that person, ain't nobody been inside that person, and enjoy yourselves, man. Out here, man, it's getting dangerous. These girls are gonna start having stuff that's gonna eat through condoms. They ain't gonna have condoms strong enough in the future for what these girls are about to give y'all.
I'm even picturing the maggots man, I gotta move on, man. I can't talk about that. But that was one of my top stories of the year.
Yeah, oh my God. Okay, well, my number 2 was good, men getting played for being good. So women are predatory, right? Yeah. So they find good men, use them, and play them for everything they got, and then when they no longer need you, they're gone. And that has happened to me many of times, because I'm just a naturally good person. But I always believe in karma. What you do to me, somebody down the road is going to do to you. So to all the good men out there, I don't care how many times you've been lied to, played, cheated on. Again, I hope you ain't caught anything. Don't ever change who you are. The worst thing you could ever do is change who you are. I was watching a movie or a TV. It might have been a Medea thing, and his wife was cheating on with. He was like, you know what, Dad? I'm gonna be like these other dudes. I'm going to be mean and treat women bad and do them dirty because every time I'm nice to them, they do me wrong. And the dad was like, no, don't you change who you are, because when you stay who you are, you get rid of all the riffraff, and somebody who's for you will come. But now in 2025, with women only having such a selection of men, oh my God, it's game on now, right? You have all these predators and not enough prey. So you being a nice guy, be prepared for a lot of women to lie. And I mean lie. They could look at you in your face and lie and go to church the next day. You know what I'm saying? Be prepared for women to use you for what they got, because they're becoming homeless. They ain't got nobody to help them with the kids. They ain't got nobody to help them get a car. They ain't got no savings account. And here you are looking silly, Mr. Church going boy. And she can smell you a mile away like a shark smelling blood in the water. Oh, you like me? You're too pretty. Why are you thinking about me? You want to go on a date with me? Shit. She just look like a dog in the state. She just ready to tear your ass up. You know what I'm saying, Dave?
You're right, man. Because it comes down to this. If people can use you, I always say this: you never give a person the feeling that you won't leave. Because if a person get it within their head that no matter what they do, you ain't leaving, they'll treat you any kind of way. They'll do you any kind of way. So my advice to you men, especially men, is and always do this. I don't care if it's, women that I've dated before, friends, you always treat people well, because you want them to feel the impact of when you're no longer there. So I've had girlfriends, like exes, that have come back and apologized to me because the way that they did me, somebody came along and did them that same way.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And if people don't understand this, when you show a person that would, especially somebody that did you real dirty, that the way they did you didn't have no impact on you, that hurts them more than it ever could hurt you.
Absolutely.
If you show them, like, if you get played by a female, make sure, or ladies, if y'all do, but y'all don't have as many options, right? So we focus on the fellas. Fellas, if you get played by a female, make sure the next woman you get look way better and is better as far as like a better character, a better person. And when you show up with that, when you show up with a woman like that, most of these women are insecure. They're not as secure as they come off to be. They will feel a certain kind of way. Even if they don't like you like that, if you come with something better than them, and it's like, then you upgraded, and they know, they will feel a certain kind of way.
Absolutely.
And I always say, just like with Travis Hunter, and I'm gonna move up this quick, but the issue with Travis Hunter is, if Travis Hunter entertained other females, at least let the woman he with or his fiance know that, look, man, if you ain't doing right, there's some other women that'll take your place. She would not be doing what she doing right now. He just need to put the shoe on the other foot. That's the issue. A lot of you dudes need to go out here, put the shoe on the other foot, so then they feel how you feel and just say, I just want you to know this is how you got me feeling and this is how I feel.
So it goes back to what I said earlier in the video, when I was saying a woman should be able to give me something that she's never gave any other man. A nice guy is giving a woman something that a bunch of men never gave her. So even if she friend zones you or don't sleep with you, she doesn't want to let you go, because you have brought something in her life that her family ain't gave her, her friends ain't gave her, none of them sorry ass dudes didn't gave her ex-husband, her baby daddy. You treated her a certain way and done things for her that nobody else has done for her. So that's what I'm saying. So eventually she might go from friend zoning you to wanting to be with you, because you're not coming with that old bullshit. So that's one thing I like about nice guys. If you just be yourself, you're going to end up probably getting the baddest woman in the world, because you're going to bring her something, that peace that nobody else has ever brought her.
Plus, women do a good job of this, and dudes, we don't. And dudes are females starting to see that now. Fellas, y'all got to play hard to get. People don't appreciate things that come free. So if you give somebody a car, they're not going to appreciate it the same way as if they had to work really hard for it.
Absolutely.
So people don't value things that come easy to them. They value what they really, really got to work for. So, if you're a nice guy, don't change being a nice guy, but don't make it so easy for a female to have access to. Make them feel like you got other options too. And watch how it work out. Take my advice and watch how it work out.
Oh, yeah, basically, yeah, you're right. You're right. Self-esteem, man. Just keep
Yep.
the self-esteem going and keep it moving.
Yep. And chase money, because wherever money is, that's where you're gonna find female. Look at Biggie. Biggie had an eye going over here, and he had one looking forward. And he had, at the time, two of the baddest looking females in the country. And both of them was popular, had money. And he was looking this way and looking at you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Flavor Flav. Look at Flavor Flav, man. Flavor Flav is look. Seal. I'm sorry, Seal. Your music great. But that face, man, that's a face that the doctors wanted to shove you back up in and be like, man, let him come out a second time. Hopefully he come out looking better. I'm sorry, Seal, you out. You know what I'm saying? But look what he ended up. His wife was beautiful. Yeah. Jay-Z, we ain't got to talk about Jay-Z. Imagine Jay-Z being up in your face talking about, that ain't the something you want a woman that's going to be like, ooh. I'm quite sure Beyonce closed her eyes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you chase money, that's where women going to be. Not saying that all women are after money, but you have more pick of the list. Because all of them looking for the same thing, a dude that makes six figures. So then you can choose for the type of female you want. So become that. Become what they want, and then choose what you want.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
all I got to say about it.
They say money can't buy you happiness, but it's a good down payment.
It sure is. Because you could go anywhere. I don't care where you go out in the world. There are women that are looking for men that can take care of them. You could go anywhere in the world, and all women in all countries want the same thing. They want a provider and protector. Just because you're in the States, or just because you're in Europe, or just because you're in Africa or Asia or wherever you at, don't mean you got to deal with the women there. You go to where you want to find what you want. But the first deal and the first focus should be becoming what they want. And then you can go from there. A lot of y'all dudes, y'all don't become, y'all chase the women and y'all broke, and the women like, well, I can find a broke dude anywhere, and they treat y'all any kind of way. But if you focused on your craft, and you focused on getting money, and you got money, and you up there and you swagging, you know what I'm saying? You got that swagger, you got options. I ain't gotta buy you no drink to get to know you. I ain't gotta take you to no. You ever notice when women amongst men that have money and power, they treat them different than men that don't? Like, they're not asking a man that they know has money to take them to a 5-star restaurant. They know that that's going to come. So their expectations from him is different than a dude that they don't know if he got money or not.
Correct.
And so, men, y'all chasing the wrong thing. Y'all chasing ass and not cash. And that's why a lot of y'all losing. And then y'all blame the women saying they gold diggers, but you ain't got no gold for them to dig.
Absolutely.
They can be a gold digger if you ain't got gold for them to dig. So go get your gold first. And then if they're a gold digger, you ain't got to deal with them. You could go to all passport bros is a real thing. Get your passport and go anywhere in the world and find you know what I'm saying, something that will cooperate and fit your standards.
Absolutely. And it's like people's priorities are backwards. That's why I be trying to tell folks, you can't buy my time. I don't care if you give me $1 million. If I don't want to go, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Oh, it ain't enough sex or money in the world to buy my time. My time is my time because that's the only thing I have valuable in this world, right? So you got folks out here, like you said, instead of chasing cash, trying to get themselves together. They 40 and 50 years old out here chasing young girls. Like, dude, this girl is 20-something years old. You chasing her, and if you drop dead, she gonna just find the next 50-year-old person to be with. Like, where's your mind at when you get to a certain age? Are you still have that such a low self-esteem that you out here ripping and running with these young girls, and all they gotta do is call you and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. You want to come over?" "Oh yeah. Let me come over." Dude, are you serious? You gonna burn the gas, go all over there and do what you gotta do, and then burn the gas? Come on, man. I don't know what some of these people think about. What's up, Faye?
But you know what? You know what, Stein? I do not have an issue with it, like, because when you gone, it don't matter anyway. It don't matter. Once you leave and you perish this planet, it don't matter what happens afterward anyway. So if you got it like that, to be able to get, and you, especially if you old and you got the old wrinkly balls and your sack hanging down to your ankles and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And the man boobs that popped up and your neck dripping. You know, if you can get something young and really like you, then by all means. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're a dude, you should have standards. I don't care if you got money, if you don't have money, you should have a level of standards and say, hey, I'm not putting up with this and that. I'm just not. And if you chase money, you got the option to be like that. If you don't have money, if you don't have nothing going for yourself, then, man, you, like you said, Scott, there is a such thing as being too broke to date. You can't take care of yourself. How you gonna take a woman out on a date?
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right?
Right.
And Faith, I listened to your question. Play broke. I had a friend that I went to school with. I can't think of his government name, and I wouldn't say it no way. But the name of his rap name was Play Broke. That was literally his rap name, Play Broke. And we talked about it, and he said, the more money and success I get in this rap industry, the more I'm going to play broke. Because if they can get with me when they think that I have nothing, then I hope that they will stay with me when they see I have something. And if I lose it all, they will stay again because they thought they was with me when I didn't have nothing. So yeah, if you a man with money, a man with money, don't betray it. Don't be on here with money in your ears and flashing credit cards and all type of, if you're a rapper, I guess you can do that. But the standard men, don't be doing all that, man. If you have a nice car, keep that in your garage. Ride around the neighborhood in the old beater. See what girls come up to you when you in that 1978 Dodge. They gonna come up to you if you in the Hellcat, but when they come up to you when you in that 1978 Dodge. So no, play broke.
I always say this, right? Whether a person playing broke or not, if a female was with you based on your money, she would leave you for a man with more money. So, you know, when you see these videos where the females be talking about, well, I ain't going 50-50, it's your job to, you know, to provide and this and this and that. Right. A female like that is, in my opinion, would leave you for another man with more money.
Absolutely.
And so dudes got to do a better job at vetting females. But what I'm saying is, if you got money, if you a man and you work hard to have money and to have things of value, you get, because all women, the majority, I ain't gonna say all, it's wrong for me to say all, but the majority of women are looking for men in a certain status. 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 inches, everything got to be 6'6" worth. That's why a lot of them date. But you know what I'm saying? If a dude reached that, then he got the option to choose from whatever woman he wants to, because all of them want the same thing. So you ever notice the dudes that? No, you ain't gotta find them. You don't have to chase money to find women. Women will find you if you got money. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you got money, women will find you. Women are trying to put themselves in any space, by great majority, where men have money. So if you're chasing money, you don't have to chase no female.
Nope.
The dudes that usually chase females are the dudes that don't have money. And what I'm saying is, if they chase money, they ain't got to worry about chasing females because the females are fine.
Right. Wherever the money is, that's where the females will be.
Yeah. The females will make themselves accessible to anywhere where they, can find money. They'll do that. So if a dude becomes that, he gonna get just about any female he wants. Not saying that all women prioritize that. I'm not saying that, but they'll go after females. Gonna go after wherever a dude got money at. That's where they're gonna go, and that's why dudes can play females the way that they play them because men are smarter than females give them credit for. Men know that women all want the same things. Even the broke dudes know. We all know women want the same things. So the dudes that have that, that's why they sleep around and they have different kind of women. And then they women also saying, you know what? This comes with that lifestyle. So as long as he providing for me, as long as, he protecting me, then whatever he do outside this bedroom, it is what it is.
Well, an example thing is like if the local drug dealer throws a party, right? He's going to have all the bad women there, all the women coming because the women know if the local drug dealer's throwing the party, everybody with money will be there. So if everybody with money will be there, the women will be there. So if I want to see the women, I have to be there. I can't be down the street with the broke people because ain't no money there. But if the drug dealer is throwing a party and I'm the type of person who loves to chase money or rub elbows with high-class people, then yes, that's what I'm going to be. But as far as the expensive dates, then if I'm a money chaser and I'm around the drug dealers, then the women going to expect me to give them expensive dates. But somebody like me, Sky Black, who's just as cheap as I'll get out, they can't be around me and expect an expensive date. Do you get it now, Faye? If the woman is around men with money, this is what they're expecting. I was saying tell the average Joe, stop taking these women out on expensive dates because once they're done with you, they're just going to go to somebody else. That's what I was saying. Most women that want expensive dates are kind of shallow.
But you know what? Faye?
It just depends.
You know what, Faye? There's nothing wrong with women who require expensive dates. The issue that a lot of us men take with those kind of women is they think that they are entitled to those expensive dates. That's where the issue is. It's like, if you require or you feel like you're entitled because I got money to an expensive date, then I should be entitled to, some sex because you're a female. It's like, man, you can't they feel like they can get something for nothing. And that's where the issue is. Them females that have standards like that, they all right. There's nothing wrong with them having standards like that. Now, if they can find dudes that meet them standards, fine. The problem is a lot of them are bitter because the men that can provide them standards don't want to deal with them. The men that really are in position to take these women to expensive dates, they don't want to deal with them because they know that these women are all about their resources and, they're not going to get, because if I'm rich, I could go to any woman and just basically pay her to sleep with. So that's the issue. I don't have to deal, if a man is rich, he ain't got to deal with a woman saying, take me on an expensive date. He can just say, I'm not going to put up with you anyway. I'll just go ahead and find me a chick that I could just go ahead and give $200-300 and I can have a sexual transaction with them. They getting something out of it. I'm getting something out of it. And then I could just go on my own separate way.
Right.
So then females get mad at dudes that think like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, anybody can have the standard that they want. But the other person don't have to abide by it.
Absolutely. To me, you just have to read the room, man. Depends on the life that you live in, right? If you live in the money chasing, drug dealer, bling bling life, then yes, that's where the gold diggers will be. That's where the women will be who want the expensive dates. That's where the women will be who want the men with the Hellcats. Again, I was just saying the average guy who doesn't live that life, who's working at McDonald's making $10 an hour, don't fall for that trap. There are really good women out here who don't mind going to Subway and will give you the peace that you need in a relationship because you're not getting the Rihannas and the Beyoncés because they down the street with the drug dealers with all the money. Because once those drug dealers get locked up, where do you think the girls are going to go? To the next one. So I guess that's what I was trying to say. Hopefully they didn't confuse you.
Right. And what I was saying also is, the reason why I didn't go into a full explanation, because, and Faith, this will make sense too. If you go into the store and you see something you want, there is an expectation that for me to get this, I have to give up something. And something you're giving up is money. So we understand that life is all transaction, right? Whether it's money involved or not. The problem is that a lot of women, the entitled issue is that they feel like they're entitled to something without a transaction being exchanged. So they feel like, man, that I should spend, a dude should spend money on them, and in return, they're giving the dude their time. But that dude is not only giving her his time, he's giving her his money. And all she giving is her time. That's not an equal transaction. And that should be something that already should be understood. But a lot of females don't understand that there has to be some transaction. Because if it's not, then you're just using the dude.
Right.
And a lot of them, that's what they do. They just using the dude. And then get mad because when a dude come along and use them, then it's a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that you should chase money for yourself, because the first deal is that you got to take care of yourself. That's what we're actually alluding to when we're talking about to date the broke. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to take care of yourself first. But when it comes to dating, if you can't afford to date, you shouldn't. And the first main focus is self-preservation. So you got to be able to take care of yourself. That's first and foremost.
Absolutely, you're right about that. Yeah,
man. So, Sky, man, dang, bro, man, we could do like a 5-hour show, man. The way these were some really good topics.
So now I'm on my number one, right? So my number one topic of the review show, y'all, is what we talked about probably since from January 1st on to now. DNA testing for every child that is born. Whether you married, whether it's your fiance, whether it's your baby mama. I was watching this thing on YouTube where this guy, he had 2 baby mamas. He had Mimi, he had Aisha. Well, he found out that the little girl he had by Mimi was not his child after like so many years, 5-6 years. He found that out. So then he went to the other baby mama and was like, well, since I found out about this through Mimi, Aisha, would you please give me a paternity test? And she just went bonkers. Me? You asking me? I'm not like her. But then, if that's the case, then just say, okay, I'll do it. If I go to a woman and say, I want a paternity test, all you got to do is, Sky, if you pay for it, you have it. If that's what you give me, then I understand. But anytime if a man asks for a paternity test and that girl goes crazy, there's something behind that. So that's what I'm saying. Men, don't be scared to ask for one. Because if she truly knows it's yours, she will smile in your face and say, hey, set it up. Swab the baby right now. Do whatever it takes to make your mind, sort of like a prenup, do whatever it takes to make your mind at ease. But when she's coming with all that drama, like, me, why'd you think me? I ain't never cheated on you. Oh, if you never done this, then why is the conversation going this long? All you have to say is, yes, set up the time. The conversation goes that long, it might have some issues right there.
You know what, Sky? You're absolutely right. Because, and I always say this, and I know, man, a lot of people will not agree with this point. I believe that if a female get upset because you ask for a paternity test, man, that is not a female to be trusted. Because if I go to the store and somebody accuse me of stealing, there is no problem with me saying, hey, well, search me. Search me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. I'm pulling out my own pocket. If I know that I'm in the right of what you accuse me of or what you may suggest that I did, I don't really have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel, man, people always talk about trust and all that, loyalty. And if you loyal, then show me you loyal. You should have no problem saying, hey, you know what? I want to do this because I want you to feel secure. It is your job to make the person that you with feel secure about whatever. Because you never knew what they went through to feel secure in the first place. So as a person that it just be like, you know, when I go out, if I was to go out and I was to be gone hours at a time, the right thing for me to do is to do what? To say, hey, you know, I'm just calling, checking in. I'm here. I ain't want you to worry about me. Blase, to put your mind at ease. But if I'm out all these hours and you don't hear from me, of course I expect you to feel a certain kind of way. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And tonight, man, they want me to work over. You know what I'm saying? But hey, yeah, go ahead and call me or I'll text you, you know, keep you up to date. I even take photos to just show you, hey, I'm at work, man, and I'm okay. You got to do, it is your job to make the person you with feel secure. The reason why a lot of relationships don't work is because, man, people don't do what they be hiding and secretive and they don't be honest. So a lot of these females, they sleep with and they don't cheat on the dude necessarily. Sky, I remember us talking about this conversation. A lot of people, men and women, are they have a hard time being alone. So they'll be in a relationship, get out of another relationship, and then, man, they'll sleep with one person one week. 3 days later, the relationship ends. 4 days later, they're in a relationship, or even 2 weeks later, they're in a relationship with somebody else. Come to find out, the woman was pregnant and didn't know she was pregnant. How many scenarios is out there like that?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think dudes should really, you know what? I don't even think men should even have to ask women for a paternity test. I feel like if the woman is a solid woman, she will provide the paternity test and to show him, look, I want you to know, I don't want there to be any questions on if you're the father or not. I'm not only doing this for you, I'm doing this for our kids. So not only you know that you're the dad, but our child knows that you're the dad. But there won't be a lot of women that do that because there aren't a lot of solid women. There aren't a lot of solid women. And women that say, I'm real and I want somebody honest and I want this and this and that and will not be that. But, man, I will have a whole lot of respect for Father's Day. For Father's Day, I'm going to get you the paternity results and put it in a plaque. That's the greatest gift you can get a father.
Yeah.
That's a gift. That's the best gift. And if you get child support, you should take that money to even be sure within yourself, especially know that if you slept with a dude within a month of you being with another dude.
Absolutely. Just like that white guy that you played on the show, right? He had grandkids. He been with that woman for so long, he had grandkids. They come to find out none of those was like 3 boys. None of those boys were his. So that means none of the grandkids were his. So then he was sitting in the car, remember? He like, I'm gonna get a divorce, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that long, not taking care of kids and grandkids that's not even biologically yours. It ain't like he did it voluntarily. He didn't know.
You're right, babe. There aren't a lot of solid dudes, but a lot of females don't give dudes a reason to be solid. I hate to say this. Because when it comes to family court, and a lot of these dudes, a lot of them I don't have empathy for. I'll give you an example. Dr. Umar Johnson. I don't know if y'all seen the Dr. Umar Johnson interview with Nick Cannon, but he told Nick Cannon that, he had 2 baby mamas. Now, this is a dude that talk about, nuclear families and dudes shouldn't be messing, if you black, you shouldn't be with a snow bunny and all this crap, right? I believe you should be whoever, man, that got your best interests at heart. I don't care what color they are. But Dr. Umar Johnson out here, man, creating broken families. He got daughters with 2 different women. And then Nick asked him, basically, I don't even think he asked him. He was like that he could have married either one of them women.
Absolutely.
But them women felt like because he should marry them because they had his child. And he thought that they were arrogant because they wouldn't wait on him. Meaning that He felt like that he should get to know them better and they should explore. He should at least be able to live with them and have that experience first. Well, sir, shouldn't you have been doing all that before you laid down with her? So you're right. There aren't a lot of solid dudes out here. But there are a lot of solid females, and they're raising these dudes. The reason why these dudes aren't solid because they're raised by a lot of women who aren't solid. Because a solid female, they don't even raise their daughters solid. My daughters, man, I tell them that. First and foremost, you shouldn't even have no kids unless you're married, but things happen. And if you do, you should be able to go, you should make the effort to show the dude that he's the father. Now, if he want to run away from the paternity test and you offer it to him, that's on him. He's a fool.
Right.
But you should offer it.
Right. I'm just agreeing with you. You're right.
But you're right. I agree. It's a lot of them. I'm glad these women take them to the woodshed and financially break them. When I heard that, Dr. Umar, I was like, man, you out here creating single families.
Absolutely.
And you know that caused more harm than rape. You know, when people like to talk about America being racist, that caused more harm than racist. Creating single parent homes.
Damo, he just sounds like he's always contradicting himself.
He knows.
Congratulations, you built the school and you helping, you paying Africanism and you pro black. That's absolutely correct. But at the end of the day, I didn't even know the man had 2 kids. I didn't even know he had been proposed to twice or married. The way he talked, as if he's just been living this black pro-life thing, and he ain't never done. He has no skeletons in his closet, and black people are just turning on each other. And so when he had that conversation, that sit down with Nick Cannon's like, hold on, how can you tell black people not to do this, and this, and you was out here doing this?
But
this,
do you
and
know who his audience is, Sky? You know who his audience is? Who do you think the biggest portion of his audience is?
Who, Dr. Umar?
Yes. Men or women? Do you think men or, if you were to take a guess, men or women, who would you think is the bigger portion of his audience?
Well, I'm going to say men because Tyler Perry probably got all the women.
Women are the biggest portion. It's like Derek Jackson. Women are the biggest portion of his fan base. And you know why? Because women are easy to manipulate. If you get and tap into their emotions and tell them what they want to hear, it's easy. They'll be like, yeah, that's right. So if a dude tell them what they want to hear, it's easy to manipulate. That's why he's been doing this for about 20 years. Where's that school at? Where's the school?
Yeah. He kind of is almost done.
He been saying that for how long? 20 years.
20 years.
They all do that. Derek Jackson, said everything that women wanted to hear. And then turned around and embarrassed his wife, right? On the unit, and then made her get on camera to make her embarrass her even more. So I always tell women, go around dudes that tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Because a dude that tell you what you need to hear is a solid dude. It's easy. The reason why we trick a lot of y'all is because it's easy to get in your emotions and tell y'all what y'all want to hear. And then we show y'all the real us, and then you surprised, well, he came off like this. No, he did his job. He told you everything you wanted to hear. He made you feel like you was this, and meanwhile, he was doing this. That's why I'm disliked. I don't have a lot of y'all, as y'all can tell. I used to have a lot of female friends before, and I don't have many female friends because I tell the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? And yes, every now and then I may be wrong, but I'll tell you, well, look at the results. I always tell you the results speak for themselves. What is your results? Not what's going on with everybody else. What are your results?
Absolutely. What does the facts say? Yeah,
what does reality say? Because reality is reality. It can't be disputed.
Absolutely.
So, man,
I don't know what your number one
that's
is.
a good one, right? You knocked this out the ballpark.
Yeah, I just think that the two things in my life that I would want to be secure with is a prenup, because of this conversation that me and you always have about women taking men to the woodshed, right? And a DNA test. Them are the two things that you should, even if you don't have car insurance, life insurance, health insurance, why are you not protecting what little assets that you have with the prenup? And why are you not protecting your legacy with the DNA test? Yeah, if I start dating a woman who have kids, and I know damn sure no they ain't out there on the earth, that's a different story. But you come to me talking about this is mine, this is your legacy, your blood, and then 18 years later take a DNA test. I'm like, well, hell, you see all that shit you sent me through for 18 years? Come on now. He looked just like you. Yeah, he could look just like me and still not be mine. That's what I hated about it. Oh, you couldn't deny that child if you wanted to. He looked just like you. You know how many kids that look like people and they still wasn't the daddy?
Man, you know what, Sky? I'm about to say something that may set this show on fire, but it is what it is. And y'all know I don't mean all, so I speak by majority. I think the majority of men that love women unconditionally, right? I think the majority of females love men based on conditions. What I mean by that is what the man can provide for them. And that's just unfortunate. That's why when they say who is filing more for divorce, men or women, it's women. Because women, by great majority, they are with the man based on what he can provide for them. The women, that's what the men, they unconditionally, if they love a woman, they unconditionally love a woman.
Absolutely.
And they do so knowing what's at risk. They know that the family court is against them. They know that, especially depending on what state you're in, you can lose. And I don't mean all as far as like, I'm talking about all as far as like kids, because I couldn't imagine if I couldn't tuck my kids in. I love my kids. So if I couldn't tuck my kids in, that's the biggest way you can do damage to them, right? And you'll see a lot of females use kids against the men. And it's gotten to the point now where less and less men, pay attention, less and less men want to get married. Ladies, y'all see that man, just because some of y'all married, talk to the majority of women. They finding it harder and harder to find dudes that want to get married. A lot of men are throwing up the white flag. They have quit. They have checked out.
Go.
But wait 10, 20 years from now, and y'all see a lot of y'all gonna be cat women and pets, you know what I'm saying, and nursing homes, and homeless. Y'all see, it's a lot of dudes, they saying screw it.
Absolutely. And I never looked at it that way, because I guess because I'm in the storm, so to speak. So to me,
me too.
Easier to, I think in my mind, and I could be completely wrong, I found more humility in women that wasn't up there. Like if they was up there in status and money and power, they just didn't have no humility. But a woman that's like, you know what, my credit score is this, my finances is this, I lost this, I was with this dude, and you listen to me and we can work together. I found that more attractive than a woman who's had more money than me and more cars, because she ain't gonna listen to me because she thinks she knows everything. And she might, yeah, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Stop. You just proved my point. This is why I say men love unconditionally and women love based on a condition of what you can provide for. Man, I'm about to make this statement, and if I'm wrong, man, I don't mind you saying, hey, man, I don't agree with that. When men are making a lot of money, it doesn't matter how much money or what a woman's education is. If she is feminine, if, cooperative, if she got all them qualities, he don't care if she work at McDonald's, he don't care if she a cleaning lady, he don't care what she do, he do not mind. The majority of men if they can provide for a woman, they don't mind taking care of a woman. Right? Now, what about women that's rich? We've seen Lisa Ray. We've seen Vivica Fox. These are women of resources, and they've come out and said what?
Offering them to find a man, offering them to be married.
That they talk about they want men that can. Lisa Ray was like, if he can't go on vacation with me a month, I want a man that can provide the lifestyle I want to live. You got money. So why can't you just really be focused on finding a man that's going to treat you right, love you, you know what I'm saying, and cherish you? Why it got to be based on what he had, especially if you already have?
Greedy.
Name a rich woman that's with a look, because you see what happened to Eve, right? Eve married a dude that made less than her. Now she got to, now she in the position of the man. It didn't work out. Now she got to pay alimony, and a lot of women are saying what?
They mad about that. Kevin Federline, when he was married to Britney Spears. She gave him $3 million. He got custody of the kids, and she paid child support. Listen to this, y'all, because some of y'all are young. In the early 2000s, Kevin Federline married Britney Spears because she was the breadwinner. When they divorced, because she was going crazy anyway, he settled for $3 million. He got custody of the kids, and she paid him I don't know how much a month in child support. Can you believe that? That was unheard of, because women usually don't pay child support like that.
There you go. And that's why a lot of them, when they get money, they don't want a man to make less than them. They don't. Now, if they was married to that man and they grew, a lot of them get married, they grow. We've seen these stories, we were pulling them out, where they advanced in life and they thought that they can do better, and they left the man that they was with to find another man who did them dirty, and now they like, man, damn, I wish I would have stayed with the dude I was with.
Absolutely.
So you don't find a lot of women that just basically get with a dude because they love him. There are women that's like that, but I'm speaking by great majority. The great majority of them want a man to have more. They don't want to do the 50-50 thing.
And you know what? I can see it. I mean, on the inside, I'm still a woman. So even if I make all the money or I have a lot of money, I still want that protective. I still want that man to lead. I still want him to be the king, the head of the household. And most women establish that by assets and money. But I'm thinking you don't need that. You can find a homeless man who can lead you, be just as smart, be the head of a household. You just don't want to give up your assets, like you said in the case of a divorce. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to take his
because we don't think about that. The majority of men don't think about that when they marrying a female. They like, man, they see the value. And they just like, you know what? They don't think about divorce. Men do not think about divorce when they get married. Because if we did, guess what we wouldn't do? We wouldn't get married. Men don't ever think about divorce. And that's why that happens. But women already like, well, you know what? I want a man to have something, because if it don't work out, at least I get half of.
Absolutely. And there's some men that's been married 3-4 times and still won't do a prenup. Still won't do one. I think you ain't learned your lesson. No, I can always make more money. Okay, cool. That's you. That's absolutely you.
Man, because we get married. We get married with the thought that it's going to last forever.
You know what? And I'm gonna piss some people off, but that was never my thing. Because nothing in this world lasts forever. Everything changes. People, emotions, everything changes. Life changes. Never, in just my opinion, thinking that you're gonna get married. Now, y'all can stay together for 80 years, but I guarantee you, every 10 years, somebody's changing. And so, if y'all can make the marriage work without divorcing, I get it. But I would never go into a marriage thinking that it's going to be like this from day one to the day I die. That was never the top of my issue. My issue is that she bring me peace, and will she respect my wishes? Because I'm going to bring her peace, and I'm going to respect her wishes.
You know what, babe? There are a lot of men who are gold diggers. The problem is you don't really hear women that got more money settling for men that have less. I mean, I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm just saying by great majority, you just don't see that. Most women do not want to deal with a man that they have more than. Now, they may get caught up in that when they're young, but then they'll come, well, I ain't taking care of no man, or my mama taught me not to take care of no man. You'll never hear stuff like that from a guy, though. If a guy have a lot, a woman that bring him peace, he will, and she beautiful, he don't care what she got. We don't care about the education. Matter of fact, if you ask most men do not want to deal with women who are overeducated because they can't tell them nothing. Them women, man, you can't tell them. They set in their ways. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them nothing. That's why a lot of them got degrees and don't have wedding bands. Unless they got with a dude that they met when they were young, went through college, had a career, and so on and so on. But you will not see many women who go and chase their degrees and then end up with a ring.
A degree, no anything.
Because most of the dudes like, I'm not dealing with you.
I didn't think about it that way. That's dope. A degree and no wedding band. You know what though? I thought that was me too. When I was going to MTSU, I was thinking, hell, I ain't thinking about none of these girls here. I'm gonna get this damn degree. You know what I'm saying? So I see it.
Yeah. But we can do that. We can do that because we are looked at, you know, they want us to be providers. We don't care because for the most part, most women's money is their money. That's why dudes don't care how much money a female bringing to the table. If he got money, he like, well, what do I need your money for? Because if all of us, like way back, when we had jobs that allowed us to buy cars, houses, and take care of the whole family, it wasn't a big issue. We didn't care whether or not the female worked. A lot of females was like, well, you know what? I'm sick of you being at home and then you out here cheating on me and this and this and that. I want to go ahead and do this and this and that and provide. So then they stepped into, wanting to do what men do, and that's fine. But most men that got money and resources don't want to deal with women like that. And so women struggle by majority to find men that, that's on what they call, quote unquote, on their level. Because them dudes ain't looking for the total opposite of what them females are.
Mm. And so if their parents if these women are telling their daughter, don't be taking care of no man, then what do you bring to the table? Because it just depends. Do I need your money to take care of me? Or do I need your peacefulness to take care of me? Because as men, we don't, if we make the money, we're the protectors, the providers. But women, they come with the little things. Hey, you look better in this tie. Hey, I think this looks better on you. Buy these type of shoes. Let me iron these before you walk out the door. Let me do a massage before you go wrestle. That, to me, is taking care of a man. That's it. The little things that our testosterone and our masculinity don't let us see is what the woman sees. So when you see a nice, successful man dressed like the way Damo is, you better know Damo's wife has some input on how he go out that door. That's why he looked the way he looked. He looked like money. He looked successful. That's what women bring to the table, the little things that we can't see. So that's why we make the money and they stay at home and provide for the kids and stuff, because that's what you need, in my opinion, to have a successful community, a man and a woman working together to make everything okay.
And I always like to compare it to this.
Because ain't no woman worth her gold is going to let her man walk out the house, because he represents the household, walk out the house looking silly. I mean, unless I'm going to take out the trash, I look silly out there. But if Damo says, hey, we're going to meet some investors, I guarantee you my woman's not going to let me walk out that house looking dumb, knowing I'm going to meet up with Damo, to go meet up with some white people, to go meet up with some money. Go ahead, Damo.
And I was going to say this. And Sky, tell me what you think of this analogy, because I use this all the time. If we both in the car, only one of us can drive. Well, if I'm driving the car, then your job sitting next to me is to do what?
Try to your blind spots. My job as your passenger is to be your navigator. I want you to focus on driving.
There you go.
I need to make sure that you get this. So when you say, hey, do I make a left sky blank? Do I make a right? That's my job. Absolutely.
Right. So even though I may have more responsibility, you know what I'm saying? You play a big part also. The problem is is that a lot of women see a man driving and then they want to put their hands on the steering wheel too. We equals, we both drive, right? And then you crash and burn. Instead of just, he got a job to drive, your job is to assist him by navigating.
Absolutely. And we just in this world now where we're progressive, we're liberals, we're men, we women, we feminists, we whatever, and times are just changing. So we don't know who's the man and who's the woman. I mean, we got a female wrestler named Becky Lynch that's walking around saying she's the man. You know what I'm saying? So in this world that we in, how do we know what's the right foot, what's the left foot? If they both saying, well, we both feet. When you get up in the morning, who leads? Because literally, you don't think about that. When you get up and you stretch, get out the bed, one foot moves first. You don't hop to go to the bathroom. One foot moves first. Which one is it? Does anybody ever keep up with that? Does your left foot move first, or does your right foot move first? See what I'm saying?
And you know what, man? And people who struggle in relationships, you can tell that even marriages. Just listen to their language, because man, for the married people, it's us,
Right.
us. We. For people that's in relationships but they operate in a single mode, I, my, me. So the language is different. I'm gonna tell the story and then I'm gonna jump on to my last one, right? I was working with this dude that made more money than me, and he was talking shit, right? He was talking junk, talking about how he made more money than me. And I was like, no, you don't. I was like, it's just you. You are alone. I was like, it's me and mine. Our two incomes is more than your one. And they laughed at him and they hurt his feelings. I was like, you single. You by yourself. So two is always better than one. Two always can obtain more than one. Not saying that every now and then there's people out there to make more, right? But they got to be vulnerable to somebody to have access to it. And that's how it's the fastest way to be taken care of, be taken advantage of.
Absolutely, man. You can't make it in this world by yourself. And I did. I thought for a long time I could. I was just like, save up money, pay for my nursing home, do this, do that. It took a while for me to hit and realize that God opened so many doors when I was single. He's going to open up more when I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is a beautiful thing when it's done correctly. But the problem is a lot of people don't do it correctly.
They just selfish. What it is a lot of people selfish. They only think about self. They don't really put their significant other first. They don't put their kids first. They don't think about the choices that they make and the repercussions that can come behind it.
Right.
Most people, that's why they're gonna be alone. And I see people, and I know off the bat, like, oh, this ain't gonna last. I can tell. I've been long enough to be able to see and be like, give me some time, and I can be like, oh, that ain't
I've seen people with money.
This and this happened.
I've seen people with money that are miserable by themselves, and I've seen homeless couples who are just smiling every day. And I know they say money can't buy happiness. It's a good down payment, but at the end of the day, man, money is just a resource for your freedom. Money can't buy my happiness or my time.
Man, think about it. What is the point of it if you ain't got nobody to share it?
Absolutely. Success is nothing if you have nobody to share it.
Because when you're dead, you can't do nothing with it.
Absolutely.
And it's only so much you can buy.
Absolutely.
So I'm telling you, man, the rich people are somebody that got somebody to share it with.
And
not only that, but then when you old, you know, man, if you got somebody that love you, they gonna take care of you better than somebody you pay. Tell me,
you ain't, because when the money runs out, who's there for you?
Right.
And that's why I believe,
even
and
if
I could be wrong, but I believe more people hate on married folks than they hate on rich folks. If you had a rich person and a married people, I think married people get more hatred than rich today. It might not have been 20 years ago. Maybe if you was rich, you had more haters. But I think as of 2025, more married people, because that's the hardest thing to do. Now in 2025, it might be easy to become a millionaire, than it is to find somebody who's going to spend the rest of their life with you.
And you really think about this, Sky, there are a lot of dudes out here, and this is the tragedy. There are a lot of dudes out here that try to be in a relationship and find the right woman, and they got done dirty. Like the woman came through, married them, took half their resources, ended up married with her boss or her neighbor or whatever, and then the dude is absolutely content with being solo, right? But it's like, well, what's the point though? What's the point? You know, them the ones they find up, you know, in their bedroom dead 4 or 5 days, and somebody find them, you know what I'm saying? Because they was stinking, you know, and nobody look at. But I guess when they gone, it don't matter anyway, right?
Right.
It's a lot of folks that they gave up. They ain't given up, so it is what it is. Man, Sky, this story that I wanted to talk about is, y'all remember the woman that accidentally put her 1-month-old infant in the oven? She so-called wanted to, you know, meant to put the baby in the crib, but to put the baby in the oven, went to sleep. Parents came home and seen smoke coming from the oven, and come to find out, it was their daughter's child. Just go ahead and play it.
And a horrific incident in Kansas City, it sent shockwaves across the United States, where a mother mistakenly put her 1-month-old infant in an oven for a nap, and the baby died. The accused mother, Mariah Thomas, has been charged with endangering the child's welfare by the court of law. The charges were announced by the court on the 10th of February. The Kansas City police officials reached the crime scene after the horrific incident was reported on the 9th of February at 1:30 p.m. local time. According to the document filed in the court, Mariah told her grandfather that she thought she could put the child in her crib, and she accidentally put her in the oven. Mariah's grandfather mentioned this to the city police officials. Notably, the court's records do not show if Thomas has an attorney representing her. If convicted, Mariah Thomas could face life imprisonment of 10 years, according to the Missouri state law.
Ooh, boy, I tell you what, boy, having kids, somebody told me, you know.
Download the Beyond app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So,
and a horrific incident in Kansas City, it sent shock.
So, you know the tragedy of this whole thing? First and foremost, and this is why this was one of my stories of the year. I don't know how the hell you can confuse a baby crib and an oven, first and foremost. The tragedy is not that this infant lost his life. The real tragedy is this woman might get 10 years. She's young enough that when she come out, she can have even more kids. That's the real tragedy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how tired you could be to put a child in the oven. I don't know. I wasn't there. But, you know, I had somebody tell me, you know, children are a blessing from God, and that can be true too. But once they're on this earth, so let's spin the scenario, right? Let's just say you're in a house with a child, with a toddler. Let's say he's 5. You fall asleep. He turns the stove on, sets the house on fire. He dies. You still get charged with the murder because you fell asleep. So what the point I'm making is that when you have children, you can't sleep to the point of be so tired throughout the day that you putting kids in ovens. You sleeping so long you don't hear the baby cry in the bed and they die of SIDS. You sleeping so long that the toddler's in here playing with electrical stuff. I just feel bad for the woman because I don't know what she could have took some medicine. It's no telling what could have went on to where she literally thought she was putting the baby in a crib.
But here's my question, and this is why here's the question, right? It's one thing for her to put the baby in the oven. Let's say, in hindsight, she was that tired. But I want to know, why was the oven on? Because wouldn't you have to turn the oven on for it to be on? I mean, there's some steps that you have to take. Turn the oven on, you know what I'm saying? Pull the door down and then put the baby in. There's multiple steps. It ain't just as simple as taking the newborn and putting it in the oven. Because if you put the newborn in the oven and the oven off, You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But for the oven to be on, I need this.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's one of those sick, sad crime stories that we watch on TV where the mama was so hungry she wanted to eat the baby. I don't think it was nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't just trying to figure out, because if the mama realized before she went to sleep what had happened, I believe she would have saved the child. Oh my God, I stuck the child in the, you know what I'm saying? But for her to stick the child in the oven, turn it on, put it up, thinking she didn't put the child in the bed. Because did she put food in the bed, thinking the bed was a stove? Like, how did that work?
That's what I'm saying. They didn't say anything about her cooking. And then, you know, which I wish they would have went more in depth. Because I'm like, it had to be that. But then wouldn't there be some food on the stove or something? Like, would they have brought that up? If that was the case, she was in the middle of cooking and got confused with, you know, man, she was cooking really tired, put the baby in the oven, meant to put something else in there, and then went to go lay down and so happened to, you know, while she cooked the baby.
But did they not say that her mama came home and seen the smoke? The
grandpa.
So that means the woman was still asleep while the house was smoking. He had to come in there, wake her up, and find out the baby's in the oven. How do you sleep so hard that your house, I don't know if it was on fire or just full of smoke? Like, wouldn't the smoke wake you up?
I'm lost. And that's why that was my top story.
I'm not saying it ain't true. Because even if there's no baby in the oven, it just, if me and you sleep, we hear the fire alarm go off, we're going to wake up. I don't care how sleep you are. If me and you sleep and smoke comes in our rooms and causes us to quit breathing normally, you're going to wake up. You're like, oh, what the hell?
Right.
But if she's in there sleeping and there's smoke in the house everywhere, now the grandfather don't know the baby's in the oven, so the first thing he did was go wake her up because he don't know the baby's in the oven. Then she's in the oven.
Yeah, they were gone. They weren't even at the house. Yeah. They came home to it
and
like
that. Home, and then she's like, "Where's the baby?" Oh my God! You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's some old. I don't know.
Bizarre, ain't it?
Woo. Well, maybe hold on. Well, we was categorized. So that maybe that's number one. Maybe the baby in the oven is number one. Mayonnaise is number two, and then and peeing in the darn sink is number three. So maybe the baby in the oven is number one, because I don't know where your mind is to. Even if you didn't turn the stove on, where is your mind? You put the baby in the oven, shut it, and then go to sleep.
Yeah, because the oven and the crib, I mean, one got a door and one that you just put down in there. I mean, I'm lost.
I am too.
It just don't make sense to me.
I don't know what she did or injected or something, because she not only was she tired, but she was discombobulated. She had to be. She thinks she got a loaf of bread in her damn hand and it's a baby. Yeah, I don't. Maybe they should have never left her alone with her own child. I might have to charge the grandparents too, because you should have known something about your child that should not be left alone with your grandchild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of variables to that story, man. That's crazy.
This the problem when babies having babies.
Babies having babies. They took me a long time.
Because a child is a big responsibility. Kudos to the mothers, all you single moms out here, kudos to y'all. Because y'all don't get no rest. And this is why when I talk to women, and I always say, make sure if the dude, make sure that he value you. Make sure he value you. I know y'all just as horny as us. Some of y'all even more hornier than us. But make sure that the dude you lay with got some real value to you. Because to do it on your own is tough. And yes, you're right. All marriages don't work out. But be married before you make that claim. Don't not have ever experienced marriage and then speak on it and you don't even know. Speak from experience. Get married first. And if it don't work out, then it don't work out.
Absolutely.
But bring them kids in there.
You know what I thought, and this is the way I saw marriage. I saw marriage as the game, like in any game, right? So if you ask a woman to come live with you, or if you're sleeping with a woman, y'all not married, or however, yes, I know that's frowned upon. But I always believe when I played football, I always believed in practice, right? How do you go into a game and don't practice, right? So if we laying in the bed together, I know how she is when she's mad, happy, and sad. If we live together for a few years, I know how she is mad, happy, and sad. So when it's time for me to get in the game of marriage, I should be able to go out there and make all the tackles I want, right? I've never seen a football team go all week and don't practice before the game. And people didn't see my thought of life like that. I'm thinking I can meet a woman. She live with her mom, I live with my daddy. But the first time we gonna get into the game, this Super Bowl together, ain't nobody practice nothing. So how is this marriage supposed to work when she's getting on my nerves, not ready to divorce, but it's gonna cost me more to divorce? So that's why I was talking about marriage, and they was like, well, my daddy or my mom frowned upon me living with such and such, I'm being married. I'm thinking it's not always a bad thing, because sometimes you need practice. And I ain't talking about sex, y'all, but I'm saying practice. But sometimes you need practice before you play the game. And that's just how I saw it, Dave. Trust me, I got some backlash doing it the way I did it. But I'm thinking, how do I go into this game and I ain't had no practice? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to do if the running back does this and we ain't never practiced it throughout the week? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I did that first. Shacked up first and then got married. It wasn't long. But I could have did it either way. I didn't necessarily need to, live with the female and know her habits and whatnot. Because a lot of stuff can be communicated just in conversation. People just don't conversate enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really an interview. And I think that's the part that people, they don't understand. It's an interview. So you're supposed to ask scenarios. What would you do in this scenario? And it should be going back and forth like that. You know what I'm saying? And talk about habits. Those are things that can be discussed. If you say you had 3 bad habits, what are 3 really bad habits that you would like to work on? Those things can be discussed. So you don't necessarily really have to go, because our great-grandparents and our great-great-grandparents didn't shack up, and they lived and they worked out fine. You know what I'm saying? But people don't take the time to communicate. Man, I talk about this all the time. I remember having to write love letters. Love letters is the ultimate form of communication. Because you got to get a piece of paper, you got to get a pen, you got to gather your thoughts, write your thoughts down, fold up the love letter, spray it with cologne, however you want to do it, a perfume, and then give it to the person. It is steps to love letters. That is a good form of communication. Think about communication now. Now, everything that goes on with communication is wrong. People, man, they have problems. What do? Run to the internet. How many relationships where people get on the internet and spit all their business on the internet?
Absolutely.
Or people would not sit across from each other, put the phones down, and just have a conversation.
God, I remember those letters, writing letters to each other. Because you be in class bored. And you just writing to each other, and then when you meet at the lockers, you exchange the letters. Like, oh, this is what you did in 3rd period, this is what you did in 4th period, this is what your teacher. I mean, that's how we was excited before smartphones and text messages, y'all. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we did things. We
know how lazy it is to do.
And we wrote in cursive, because some people, even in late 90s, didn't know how to write in cursive or read cursive. And then before I graduated, they came up with this little thing where you could write on this piece of paper and give it to me. And I had the little thing that would erase it and the words would come up. So that way if the teacher intercepted it, it looked like a blank piece of paper. I don't know if you ever had that in high school.
I remember the pens.
And I had the other pen where mine was kind of like the eraser, so where I could go over the paper and the letters would come up to what she wrote. So if I got caught in class passing the letter or in the hallway and the teacher got it, it just looked like a blank piece of paper. Yeah.
Right. Right. And that, and so we were kind of groomed into creating communications. You didn't have these dating sites. If you wanted to meet a woman or if a woman wanted to meet a man, guess what? They had to go in person and it's a chance you might get turned down. But, you literally had to go out and exude confidence. Now everybody, man, is online. People meeting up online. They don't even take the time to meet a person in person. So I'm glad, man, that I'm not in this time frame of dating and communication.
Well,
it's
in this
hard.
time frame, Damo, everybody wants something yesterday. You know, Rome.
They want it right away.
Rome wasn't built in a day. To me, to be successful in anything in life, it takes time. I'm sorry, it does. It just takes time. You are not going to be successful in anything yesterday because that ain't how you was put into this world to know every damn thing. So you know what I'm saying. So with us, it took time to realize, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna go. You know, blah blah blah. But these folks nowadays with the internet and these AIs, and they're promised utopia tomorrow, and it's just not gonna happen. It's just not. I'm sorry.
And everything is done without effort. It's so easy to do things without putting any effort in it. They don't even allow you to miss the person because now you can video call them anytime you want to. So before we just had pagers, that means that if you was missing them, you can page them, but you had to wait for them to respond if you couldn't reach them at home. So you had time to miss the other person. Now, if you miss them, you can just video call them. Well, how lazy is that?
Hey, you had to wait for me to find that payphone and put in that damn nickel, dime, a quarter to call you back.
Right.
That's what you had to wait to do.
Right.
But yeah, you're right, man.
Everything now is created to ruin the relationship, Sky. Think about it. Everything is created to ruin the relationship. Now you got access to people without really having to be up in their face.
Absolutely. You're right. I think the easier they're making it is. One lady told me a long time ago her smartphone has made her stupid. And I was like, you know what? Mine has probably made me stupid too. Because I used to have to at least remember 5 top numbers when I was growing up. 5 in my head. So that way if an emergency happened, I knew. We kept Rolodexes. In our backpacks, we kept a book of numbers, names, address, who they were. Man, if a person loses their phone, they go crazy because their whole life is in their phone.
Man, let me tell you, Sky. I still remember my grandmother's phone number from years ago. I'm talking about 330-762-2346. Like that. I probably remember that number better than my own number. And you're absolutely right. If I was to lose my phone, you know, the only person, my old lady, I remember her number by heart. But my daughters, I could not tell you what their phone number is. If I lost my phone, I have no way of getting in contact with them. You are absolutely right.
These young generations, because they keep losing their phones, they keep changing phone numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because your grandparents, you know, especially mine, if they were still alive, they would have still had the same number for 50, 60 years. They would have never changed that house number if they were still living. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, but these young people, they buy a phone 6 months later, get a new number, get another. I'm like, look, I keep trying to remember all these damn numbers. I had one girl number in my phone, she had like 5 numbers. I'm like, which one of these active or yours? You know what I'm saying?
We would have lost contact. Me and her would have lost contact because I ain't doing it. I ain't trying to remember all that. You hear me?
I'm telling you. So yeah, I don't know. For some people, technology is good, but for some people, technology is just not what it's supposed to be. You know, because really, cellular phones were supposed to be for people of emergencies. That's why you bought minutes. If you was outside of the house and something happened, you could call for help. Somebody turned it into what we have today, a social thing, a PDF or PDA type thing. But when they first came out, they was just for emergencies. You paid 50, 60 minutes a month, right? And you just kept it on. So if I called you and you weren't at the house to pick up your house phone, I can say, hey, Damo, you know, when you get home, hit me up, bro. You know, but now, like you said, it's life. And people take care of their cell phones like they take care of their kids. Demento, what's up, Johnny Demento?
And that's why a lot of people struggling when it comes to relationships and stuff. And it's too late for them. I hate to say this. A lot of y'all, especially if you're 35 and over, it is, hey, you got a shot. You got a chance. But that chance is small. It is smaller than Bushwick Bill.
R.I.P. Ain't he dead? R.I.P. Bushwick Bill.
Yeah, he R.I.P. Bushwick. Shout out
the
to
other two still alive.
But it's smaller than him.
Absolutely, y'all. Yeah, he's right about that. But yeah, man, the new year, I know people come up with New Year resolutions and all this stuff. The number one thing I can tell y'all is look in the mirror every day and just be thankful that you are able to look in the mirror every day. Don't worry about what kind of clothes you got, socks, the brand names, if your car running. Tomorrow or 12 o'clock midnight, when it says 2025, you look in the mirror and say, thank you. If you don't believe in God, you don't have to say that. But thank you, Jesus. I'm seeing another year.
You got that right.
Because remember that story you talked about the dude setting that lady on fire and watched it? 24 hours prior to that, she did not know she was going to get set on fire. The CEO guy of the United Healthcare, whatever, he did not know walking down that street that little boy was going to shoot him in the back and kill him. He had no clue. He was just walking down the street. He didn't know that was going to be the last time he was going to be on Earth. And that lady that got set on fire didn't know that was going to be her last time being on this Earth. So that's what 2025.
That's why you gotta cherish every half of the dirt. You are winning because that is the goal. That is the number one. That's the number one win of the day. Is that you woke up and you are on this half of the dirt.
Absolutely. You in your right mind. You can wipe your own butt. You can do all these things that you can do. Because at the end of the day, when we leave this shell, none of it matters. The computer, the clothes, the watches, none of that matters once you go.
You got it.
I've never been at a funeral. You might have, but I've never been at a funeral where they talked about his assets and his bank accounts. They're always talking about what did you do benevolency before you left this earth. What kind of
impact you had on the world?
What kind of impact did you have? Amen. Amen. You're right about that.
You're right, man. I hope you guys have an absolutely great new year. I'm looking forward to us, man. Sky, this 2024 was awesome. I am so looking forward to 2025. Absolutely. For my people that's going out, I was going to go downtown, brother. I was going to go downtown, but I'm going to tell you, I stepped outside this morning, and that wind was disrespectful. You hear me? Wind, you disrespectful today. And I said, I am not going outside, man. I decided I'm staying in, and I'm going to be safe. For everybody that do go out, please be safe, man. If you go downtown,
no DUIs. The police are out. State troopers is out. Go get your alcohol and stay in the house. Go get your weed, your cocaine, stay in the house. Because, man, they are looking to pull anybody over for any reason, and you don't get caught. You in the car innocent, and you in the car with a bunch of people that ain't. Then your New Year's is already effed up. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and I'm with you, man. Yeah, so for those of y'all who's going to have a good time, just be careful, man, you know.
Be safe, man. Hey, are you doing a radio show tonight?
No, it will start next Tuesday, beginning of the new year. Sometime this week, I need to add on new music for 2025, and so that's what I'm going to do. So in 2025, people will hear brand new music.
All right, man. I just want to leave with, man, the only thing guaranteed in life is death. So if you're on this half of the dirt, you are winning. And don't worry about the things you don't have any control over. Focus on the small things that you do. Man, we love y'all. Thank you guys for being with us. If you can, again, when we end this show, there will be a recap. So if you want to share it, if you can share it, we will greatly appreciate it. We hope you guys enjoyed the show and here. And I'm gonna let you take us out, Sky. I
will just say, I just want to give a shout out to people who took the time to comment. Johnny Demento, thank you. Faith, thank you. John Armstrong, I don't know, he wrote, what the TF is this? This is our podcast. If this is your first time ever on it, but thank you for commenting. Thank you, AK. Thank you, Superman 65. Thank you, Wyatt, and thank you, David Lackey Jr.
And thank you, Naj. Because Naj commented on, I just seen his name come up on my Facebook, and so for some reason it don't show the comments, and that's fine. But I want to give Naj a shout out. Everybody on my Bigo, man, I've had so many people coming through on Bigo. I can't even wait to see what the numbers are. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope y'all join us next week. Same time, same place. Man, Sky.
I want to thank Damon. With your Bigo, do they hear me or do they think you're talking to yourself?
No, they hear it.
Okay, gotcha.
You hear it? Go.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a happy new.
All right, man. Peace. We out. Love.